to fade away again.
Hey guys, my name's Dave and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play Shimmer by Fuel. For the basics of this song, you'll just need a guitar in standard tuning and you won't need a capo. Now if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you want to improve in your guitar in general, then sign up to Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. Alright, let's jump into the lesson. So there's not too much to learn in this song, but the trickiest part of this song will be the strumming patterns, the speed at which they're played, but also remembering the different variations and where those chord changes occur. But if you have any troubles with these strumming patterns and you're getting confused, then I would highly suggest that you just listen to the song and really try to get a feel for that rhythm and memorize it and then try to get into your hand. So let's start with our verse progression, and we're going to start with the C chord, but it's going to be played in an interesting way. Our index finger will be on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and our ring and pinky finger will be on the 5th frets of the 4th and 2nd string, and you'll leave the 3rd and 1st strings open. So this is our C chord shape, and you'll also use your free middle finger here to lightly touch the 6th string. Now we're not pushing down and fretting any notes here, we're just lightly touching it. So when you strum all the strings, only the ones that you want to ring out will ring out. So with this C chord, we have a strumming pattern that goes like this. Down, down, up, up, down, 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 up. For the next bar, we move up to a D chord. Now this is technically a D add 9 add 11, but we'll just call it a D for simplicity. But it's the same shape as the C, but just up 2 frets. And again, you'll want to mute that 6th string with your free middle finger. Now we'll have the D chord here, but we'll also have an E minor chord for 1 strum. Now for this E minor chord, we're going to just shift everything up 2 frets. So just keep your index and ring finger on the same strings. There's no need to lift your fingers off the strings here. Just slide them up, lift your pinky finger and put your middle finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. So this is our E minor, and you can strum all the strings here. Now the strumming pattern here is going to go down, down, up, down, up, down, up, 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 okay? But we're only gonna move up to the E minor on the highlighted up strum, and then we'll move back down to the D chord on that next up strum. So down, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, up. Now that final up strum of this bar can be more or less a muted up strum as you move back down to the C chord and repeat this progression. Now we put those 2 bars together and this is the verse, and I'll play 2 repetitions of it. Down, down, up, up, down, 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 up, down, up, 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 down. So that's what it sounds like at a slow speed. And I do encourage that you practice this slowly first so you can get those chord changes right before moving up to a faster speed. At a faster speed, it will sound like this. Next, we move on to our pre-chorus, which has 3 lines of chords here. So our first line of chords is our C, our D, our E minor, holding that into our next bar and then back to our D. So this is all in one long strumming pattern, as you can see down here. The point at which the chord changes occur will be shown below as well, but basically we'll go to our D on the end beat after the 3, our E minor on the end beat after the 4. So there's a lot of changes on upbeats here. And then we go back down to the D on the E beat after the 3 in the next bar. The strumming pattern though will go down, down, up, mute, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. That's kind of a lot to take in, but just digest it slowly. Now, those mutes are more or less just down strums, but what we're doing is we're going to take the side of our palm and make contact with the strings as we go down with that down strum. Now, don't drag your whole palm down as you're strumming like this. You just need to pivot your palm on the strings and then rotate your wrist down so that you get that mute sound. So the strumming pattern again, down, down, up, mute, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Right, now let's put the chords together and Again, just follow along down below in the annotations to see where those chord changes occur. So down, down, up, mute, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Notice how from the E minor back down to the D, we change on that up strum. And one more time. Down, down, up, mute, down, 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 up, down, down, down. So that's the first line of chords, which is repeated through twice. And then for the second line of chords, we actually return back to the chords of our verse. So we've already learnt that. For our third line of chords, our C is the same strumming pattern as the C in the verse. So down, down, up, down, 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 up. And we go up to our D for that same strumming pattern. Down, down, up, down, 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 up. And then we hit one more final D with one strum and hold that out for a full bar. So that's it for the pre-chorus. That first line of chords is perhaps the trickiest because there's a mix-up of the chords and where they change. So the pre-chorus in total. Down, down, up, mute, down, 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 up, down, down, down. Okay, next we get to the chorus, and the chorus is a little tricky because, again, a lot of our chord changes occur on upbeats, not on downbeats. So we'll start with an E minor chord, and then we'll transition to an A minor chord at the very end of the first bar. We'll then move to a C/B, so from the A minor, lift your middle and ring finger and put your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and you can keep your index finger where it is. And as you hit that 2nd fret of the 5th string, you can sort of mute that 4th string by lightly touching the string below that 5th string as you fret that 2nd fret. Now that's C/B, but you'll really only focus more or less on that bass note as you're playing it. There's no need to strum the whole thing. And then after that C/B, we'll just shift our middle finger up to the 3rd fret and then play a C add 9, which is the same as a G chord, but our index and middle finger are just down one string. So we have those 4 chords within one long strumming pattern here. So the E minor, the A, C/B, and C add 9. You'll see that the C/B is smaller than all the other chords. That's because it's more of a transitional chord than any of the other chords. Let's just take a look at the E minor to the A minor. So we're gonna go down, down, up, down, down, mute, down. And on that final down, that's where we change to the A minor. So remember that muted strum is basically a down strum, but we just take the palm and make contact with the strings as opposed to not. So this is a normal strum, and then this is a muted strum. It all just has to do with that palm making contact as you strum. So when we get to the A, we're gonna strum with a down, 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 up, down. And then we move to a C/B on one strum, and then a mute, and then go to our C add 9. So this long strumming pattern here goes down, down, up, down, down, mute, down, 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 up, down, down, mute, down. So when we get to our C add 9, this is going to be played through to the next bar. So we hold on to that C add 9 from the previous bar, and we're going to strum it on the end and 2 beat. Down, down, and then up, down, down, mute. And then on the next down strum, we'll go to a D sus4 chord. So it's the same as a D chord, but we put our pinky finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So from the C add 9 in the previous bar, down, 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 up, down, down, mute, down. Now the D sus4 will be strummed 3 times, and the first strum will be the longest. So down, 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 and then we go down to a D, and we strum that with a down, 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 up. Okay, so from the C add 9 in the previous bar. Down, down, up, down, down, mute, down, 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 down. And we put that all together, and the first line of chords will sound like this. Again, if you're confused visually, just close your eyes and listen to it. Try to remember it with your ear as opposed to visually, because that's just as important as seeing it on the screen. So that's our first line of chords. Now for our second line of chords, we have our A minor, our C/B, which is our transition, and a C add 9. Now the strumming pattern for these two bars is very similar to the first two bars. There's a slight change at the end though, from the end beat after the 3. So with the C add 9, we just end with a down, 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 up from the end beat after the 3. You'll see where the chord changes are below, but basically that C/B transitions on the end beat after the 3, and then a mute, and then C add 9 on the end beat after 4. At the very end of this, we'll then just strum the C add 9 one more time and hold that out for a bar. So the second line of chords sounds like this. So that's all for the chorus. Chord-wise, it's simple, but rhythmically, it's a little tricky. And altogether, the chorus. Next we get to the bridge, which is pretty simple because it's just comprised of parts that we already know. So the first line of chords is just the first line of chords in the pre-chorus. So down, down, up, mute, down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, down. So it's that played through 3 times. Now the second line of chords is almost the same, but we just hang on to the E minor for the rest of the strumming pattern as opposed to going back down to the D. And that will sound like this. Down, down, up, mute, down, 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 up, down, down. So the bridge will just sound like this. Next we get to the instrumental break. So we're going to start with the D5. So we're going to play it like this. Our index finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. We just focus really on these 3 strings, the 4th, 3rd and 2nd. And you can keep that 1st string muted. If you happen to hit the 5th string, that's alright too, but don't include the open 6th string, otherwise that will sound ugly. So that's our D5. Then we have another D5. So I'll show that as a D5 dash here in the annotations. But basically we'll just take our pinky finger and we're going to put it on the 5th fret of the 1st string. So we're strumming from the 4th string onwards. And then our 3rd chord is a D flat 5. So we just lift our pinky finger and use our ring finger on the 4th fret of the 1st string. So these 3 chords all contain within one long strumming pattern, which cover 2 bars. And it goes like this. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. Now the point at which we change to the D5 dash is on the end beat after 3, and then we go to the D flat 5 on the end beat after 4. So the instrumental break. And that's just repeated through 4 times. And the final thing to learn is the outro, which is more or less the same as the bridge, except that first line of chords is played through 7 times, not 3 times. And we have an extra 3rd line of chords, which just goes to the D, and then we end the song with the C add 9. So I'm not going to play that outro because it's more or less the same as the bridge. You'll see it in context in the playthrough at the end of the song. But those are all the parts of this song. This was probably one of my favorite acoustic songs to play and sing when I was growing up. An absolute rock classic with really beautiful lyrics. So now I'm going to be doing a full playthrough of the song and I'll have a vocal track on top for some context. Big thanks to my friend Eric for lending his awesome vocals to this playthrough. Feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go.
To fade away again. She dreams a champagne dream, strawberry surprise, been cleaning on white paper, lavender and cream, fields of butterflies, reality escapes her. She says that love is for fools that fall behind, somewhere in between. Never really know the killer from the savior. Break at the bend, here and now. Will we ever be again? 'Cause I have found all that shimmers in this world is sure to fade away again. It's too far away for me to hold, too far away. It's too far away for me to hold, too far away. It's too far away for me to hold, too far away. It's too far away for me to hold, too far away. It's too far away for me to hold, too far away. It's too far away for me to hold, too far away. Guess I'll let it go.
Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this lesson, then I know you'll absolutely love these other lessons too. So hit the link here, or if you want to grab a copy of my free guitar ebook, then head over to guitarzerotohero.com or click the link here. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.